talking about? You're talking about something that's godlike. So instead of us saying that we're gods, we got to start saying we're divine. You know what I'm saying? We're divine. And that's really tapped into that higher form of ourselves, because God is a Germanic term. It's a lower version of what that energy really is. You know, we want to say divine, or we want to say a deity, something higher than a god, which is a Germanic term. You know what I mean? You know, since we're speaking about herbs, I want to show this book tonight. I showed this book before on my channel, but this book is so powerful. When I put it up on YouTube, they took the video down. You know what I mean? So this is a herb I've been talking about for a long time, and they call it the divine tree. This is what they call it. It's called the healing power of Pau d'Arco.
Hold up. Let me put this. Hold up. Yeah.
The healing power of Pau d'Arco. All right. And it's called the divine tree of South American shamans. Provide extraordinary healing benefits. Extraordinary healing benefits, family. So this is something, family, that is very, very powerful. And I mean, anybody, the people who took it, they know what it is with this. This thing, it takes candida out of the body.
You're gonna have everybody trying to get that right now, man.
I know. Listen, bro. I got a book, man. I got a book that I put up not too long ago. This book right here. Hold on. Sign Language of the Soul.
Yeah.
Right. I put that up before. Somebody sent me a screenshot, $40,000 on Amazon. I said, man, I gotta stop. I got 2 copies of this. I might have to sell one of mine. You know, 40 bands for this book. Somebody tripping, right? Or are they tripping? Because the information in this book is bananas. Like, it's crazy, right? And I bought this book at Goodwill. Is the sticker still on here? The thrift store. I bought this book at Goodwill, man. So this is a book I think everybody on here tonight should get. I just wanted to put this out here: the healing power of Pau d'Arco, the divine tree of South America. This thing is so powerful that they will burn the tree when they're doing healing ceremonies, and it would increase the healing. Yeah, it would increase the healing. So when we're dealing with this divine energy, we're talking about something that comes from a god or a deity, something divine healers. They can actually tap into, become an avatar for that, and they can tap into that at will and change things in our reality, right? And that's what we call miracles to a degree. It can't be explained no more by lower level scientists. It can't be explained, you know? So there's another book that people should get called Tapping Into, I forgot the name of the book. Man, I forgot the name of this book. But it's pretty much using your consciousness to heal by tapping into a divine part of yourself, right? Tapping into a certain level of your consciousness to actually heal. I forgot the name of the book. It'll come to me later, family. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that.
Yeah, definitely. Since you're talking about these deities, you know, inhabiting the physical avatar, let me ask you this. So sometime when we see entities, like if you see somebody being possessed, like if you've seen it in person, I've heard people say that the person has like the superhuman strength. Or if you see it on TV, they be like, you know, they might jump up to the ceiling or something like that. Now, what I want to ask you is, because since we're talking about miracles and having supernatural abilities, are these entities, do they just, because this is a vehicle, the avatar, do they just know the technology better than we know the technology of the avatar, or are they stronger than we are? Because when we got the avatar, we just walking normal. It's like when they possess the avatar, all of a sudden they jump into the ceiling running fast. You ever see somebody on dust? That nigga strong like a mug. So you know what I'm saying? So are they strong, or they just know the technology better than we do?
Oh, that's a great question, man. So let's talk about 2 types of spirits. So when you're dealing with like something like a ghost, right? Or people call it attaching spirits. These spirits, they usually tunnel into your aura, and they will eventually convince your mind to do things that you usually wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? So a lower level spirit doesn't really have the mental capacity, or they're not really smart enough to really take control of your body, because a lot of them used to be human. Yeah. But when we're dealing with a divine entity, like a demonic force, which is a divine force, it is, you know, because you're still dealing with something that came from the creator itself. So a divine force that's been around for millions of years, like a demonic force, that entity would know exactly how to use technology in your body to make you do things that you don't really know how to do, like unlocking aspects of your junk DNA, which is your God DNA that they shut down a long time ago, right? Because they was afraid of you. So they shut it down a long time ago. So a demonic force would definitely know more about, is wise enough because it's been around for millions of years to know how to use that part of you and control you in that way, right? But something like a negative thought form or an attaching spirit or ghost or something like that would usually have to convince you and influence you to do something crazy or something you wouldn't do. So that's kind of how you know the difference between when somebody's possessed and somebody's not. When somebody's possessed, they can literally, like a person that's on, I gotta be honest, a person that's on like crack cocaine or something like that, they can do some supernatural stuff. You know what I'm saying? Run fast, lift cars, cut grass with scissors, stuff that people don't even think about doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got time for that. People don't think about doing that. It's because they have this thing attached to them, literally. You know, and I've seen people on that type of stuff. I've seen entities talking to them in their ear. And so that's kind of what that is, family. One is being influenced by something. The other one's literally being taken over. Their soul has been attacked at that point.
What do you think about I did this meditation video the other day, and I sampled Bobby Hemmett, parts of Bobby Hemmett talking on a meditation track. And one of the things I sampled, Bobby Hemmett said the melanin inside of us is the highest form in the universe. So, when we think about the universe, we think about entities being superior. We think about entities in the Sirius star constellation. You mean to tell me a nigga like me got more melanin than an entity in the Sirius star? You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about that statement that Bobby made, that melanin in us is the highest form in the universe.
Absolutely. So, when you look up in space at night, you see all that darkness out there. That's what we call, it's funny because I was just talking the other day about how they turn back on a hydrogen collider. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Kevin for sending me that link on there. I was like, I didn't even know they turned it back on, but they turned this thing back on. So expect some weird things to be happening, right? But what are they trying to do with this hydrogen collider? They're trying to look for the God particle. They call it the God particle, right? What really is the God particle? It's nothing but dark matter. They're looking for this thing called dark matter.